All right. Hello, hello. It is B with the B code. And once again, I'd like to say welcome back to my channel and thank you to those who subscribe and watch my videos. Please do not hesitate to hit the like button, share, and subscribe. So I decided to do this video live. This is a topic that I have been wanting to address for a while. I have seen a few videos on this type of topic. So I wanted to just come and add my 2 cents in and just really talk to the ladies about, vaginal health. I think it's important. It's something that women shouldn't avoid. And it's also a topic that is really missing inside of a lot of homes. So we've seen it. We've seen a lot of videos on Facebook at how mothers are degrading their daughters by telling them how nasty they are and, this, that, and the next. When in actuality, it is the mother that is failing to give appropriate attention and guidance to their daughters to help them with their vaginal health, right? So, a lot of times this is generational. Like, your mom didn't talk to you, you're not cleaning your vagina correctly, you don't talk to your daughters, they're not cleaning their vagina correctly, um, they're not talking to their daughters, and the cycle just continues to repeat itself, generation after generation. I know in the olden days, women or families depended on the school to tell their children or teach their children sex education, different things like that. But I remember sex education in school, but I don't remember them telling me how to clean my vagina. I don't remember that topic. I don't know, maybe I was asleep, or out to lunch or somewhere, but no, health class did not go in depth on how to clean the vagina nor how to clean the penis. Yes, we're going to use the politically correct terms for our private parts. So it is vagina, penis, and anus. So in doing so, I wanted to just really touch upon some things that I haven't seen on YouTube regarding vaginal health. But first, I'm just gonna take a look. Before I do that, I'm gonna start putting the link to my lives in the chat box so that if anybody wants to come up and have a discussion about the topic, we can. Just to, open the pathways to my viewers or anyone that wants to come in and say their piece. Okay, so now I'm going to share my screen and we're going to look at how to clean your vagina, right? So it's said that the vagina is a self cleaning. They refer to it as a self cleaning oven, and which it is. It self cleans. So basically, what that means is a lot of the products and things that we're using to clean our vaginas are actually hurting our vagina because it's changing the pH, right? So, um, with that being said, things like vaginal douches and those suppositories that people are out here creating to put in your vagina to make it smell like a bed of roses. Well, I just read somewhere that the vagina is not supposed to smell like a bed of roses. It's not supposed to smell like flowers. It's not supposed to smell like all these different things. um, the vagina is going to smell whether you like it or not, but there's a healthy smell and there's a bad smell. um, the smell should not be filling up the room, because if it is, or filling up your general area, If it is, something is wrong. So we're going to look at some of those. We're going to discuss some of those things, right? So I'm going to share my screen really quick. Okay. Make sure you guys can see it. Okay, here we go. So, oh, wait a minute, one more thing. All right. So, how to clean your vagina and vulva. So, a lot of times, women do not know that they have more than just the vagina down there, right? You have your clitoris, you have your urethra, which is the area that you use to pee. Um, and then there is your vagina, and of course, the section between your vagina and your anus, which is called the perineum. And then you have your anus, right? Or your rectum, whatever you want to, however you want to call it. So, with that, having that information, you know that these are all the areas that need to be kept clean. As far as the urethra, you pretty much need to keep feces out of the way so that you don't get a urinary tract infection. Um, so you clean front to back. We know you clean front to back, right? So, how to clean your vagina and vulva. So, it says vaginal cleaning isn't necessary, but cleaning your vulva is. Keep it simple and stick with basic water, but skip any fad regimens you may have heard about. So, when it says vaginal cleaning isn't necessary, what they're saying is that you don't need to stick anything into your vagina in order to clean it because it's self cleaning. The stuff cleans itself and it comes out, and it's called discharge, right? So, do you really need to wash your vagina? No, but you need to wash your vulva. Um, Me personally, you need to wash around your vagina, which is the vulva, the labia, the inner and outer labia, the perineum, and of course, your rectum and your inner butt cheeks, right? Those inner butt cheeks are important, right? And there's an area that women a lot of times might not know that they need to pay extra attention to. So you don't just need to pay attention to the vaginal lips. You need to pay attention to those cracks and crevices um, between the thigh and the vaginal lips, the labia, right? That little area on the sides where your panties sit when you pull them up, that area on both sides needs extra attention because if you aren't cleaning over there, you're going to smell, right? Um, the term vulva refers to the outer parts around the vagina, such as the clitoris, clitoral hood, inner and outer labia, right? Your vagina contains a lot of good bacteria. These bacteria maintain the ideal pH balance in your vagina, which is slightly acidic. Okay. Um, the acidic pH makes it hard for bad bacteria to infect your vagina. Okay. When you use soaps, sprays, or gels, and yes, even water to wash inside your vagina, you disrupt the bacterial balance. This can result in bacterial vaginosis, yeast infection, and other irritation. So they're not saying don't use soap. They're saying don't take the soapy rag and stick it in your vagina to clean. You don't need to do all that. It will disrupt your pH, right? Washing your vagina can also affect your vagina's ability to clean itself. So, if you want a clean vagina, leave it alone to clean itself, which is basically true. Don't stick anything up inside your vagina thinking that you're going to clean it because it cleans itself. How do you wash your vulva? You should wash your vulva with warm water. If you'd like, you can use a mild soap that won't irritate the skin, but this isn't necessary. Yes, it is necessary. You have to use soap, and I'm going to explain to you why. Of course, you clean front to back. Um, I'm just going to briefly go through this. My intentions are is not to read this entire article. What about feminine wash or sprays? Most supermarkets have a range of feminine washes and sprays that are said to reduce odor and clean the vagina. Don't buy these. I agree 100%. All these things are designed to cover up something that is wrong. If you are just smelling your vagina and after you've washed it and you just can't get rid of the odor, you either have bacterial vaginosis, Gardnerella, or a yeast infection, and you need to get to the doctor to figure out why. If you have to spray all these things on yourself to cover up vaginal odor, something is wrong. Get to the doctor. Okay. But there's an odor. Will everyone be able to smell it? Probably not. Your vagina might smell distinctly like a vagina, and that's okay. Yes, it's supposed to smell like a vagina. It's supposed to have some kind of smell. There's a myth that's saying, oh, I want her vagina to smell like water. Well, sir, you might just want to get a bucket of water and stick your head in it because that's the only water you're going to stick your head in that's just going to smell like water. Uh, what if I have a lot of discharge? Is that normal? Vaginal discharge is totally normal. If you're concerned about your discharge, take a look at the color, right? They go into different colors. I'm not going to go into different colors. We're just strictly talking about um, cleaning your private part, your private area. What if I'm on my period? Do I need to do anything different? You can wash your vulva in the same way while menstruating. If you're concerned about potential odor, you may consider washing your vulva more than once a day. Some of us need to wash more than once a day. Some of us do wash more than once a day just to ensure cleanliness, especially if you have a man around. You want to, you know, take more than once a day to think about that area. Um, One of the things that you can do is after you go to the bathroom, whether you just urinate or whether you have a bowel movement. Um, so let's do it like this. Let's separate the two. If you just urinate, you can always take a wet paper towel and wash that area. You just use water and just wash the area because when you pee, of course, pee gets all over the place. It gets around your vagina, it gets on your buttocks, it gets everywhere sometimes. So you do need to take that paper towel and you do need to be wiping. Cleansing down there with just some water. Now, if you have a bowel movement, I suggest you go more into detail. Um, you just really want to wipe until you get that clean. You might not have soap with you, but you can always wet that paper towel and really get in there and clean until you see no more feces, right? That's another way to keep yourself fresh throughout the day. Um, what about douching? Vaginal douching involves squirting a solution into the vagina, usually with the intention of cleaning the vagina. This doesn't work and it isn't safe. The reason it doesn't work is because sometimes using these products can change the pH of your vagina. I know a lot of women like to put vinegar in their water when they take a bath. I'm not going to say whether it's okay or not, but I know for me, I can't eat pickles. I can't eat, a whole lot of salad with the salad dressing, like the vinaigrette salad dressing, the salad dressing that goes on Caesar salads. I can eat the ranch dressing, but I'm telling you, if I eat vinegary products, the pH of my vagina will change. And I'm just, I like to give a personal tidbit sometimes just to let you know, yes, it's real. Like I said, if you test things on yourself, then you can better help other people because you have a definitive outcome that you can speak to, right? So yeah, I can't do vinegary products. Terrible for me. Terrible. And then what I eventually end up having to do is really nothing I can do about it, because I know the cause. So when you know the cause, then you can see what interventions you need to take, and then you can see how long it takes for your body to self correct. So for me, when I started noticing a change in my vaginal pH after eating vinegar, um, it was like, oh my God, I can't eat vinegar. Now I can eat it, but not um, every day, or I could probably maybe eat it once out of the month. I can maybe have a pickle, or I can eat pickles on burgers, but pulling the pickles out of a jar and eating them like that, I can't do it. I could probably do it once a month, maybe. I don't even do it. But what I noticed is that when I did eat vinegary products, it would take maybe 2 to 3 days for my body to self correct. Okay. You could probably eat some yogurt. I've tried yogurt. A lot of times that will work, but then I really wouldn't pay attention to it because I already knew that my body was self correct. So anyway, yeah, ladies, stay away from the vinegar, the stay away from the pickles out of the jar. Stay away from the vinaigrette salad dressings. Test yourself and see if that could be a reason that your pH is changing. Right? Let me see. What else can I eat? Oh, I can't eat a lot of sugar. If I eat a lot of sugar, my vagina's done. I'm done. For about 2 weeks, I'm done. Okay. So I even have to limit the amount of sugar I eat. I can't, like if I want to use sugar in my coffee every once in a while, I can't. But I stick to, what is that? Stevia, Splenda, those artificial sweeteners. I have to use those artificial sweeteners because I like to drink a lot of coffee. So, yeah, if I can't eat Skittles. I can't do the Starburst. I can't do the fruit roll ups. I can't do um I can't do any raw sugar. I can eat a donut, that's okay. But just the candy, I can't do it. I can probably eat one Starburst or two Starbursts, and then I have to say, "Hope, cut it out." So yeah, it could be the vinegar, it can be the pickles, it can be the sugar. You just have to figure out what it is about your body that's changing your pH, and you need to pretty much stay away from those food items. So yes, food can destroy the pH of your vagina. So white tobacco, of course. Always pee after sex. Pee after sex to push any germs outside of your urinary tract. So after you have sex, don't just lay in the bed and all snuggly cuddly. You can do that after you go pee, right? A man can introduce feces, okay? Their messed up pH balance, and when you have unprotected sex with them, it can change your pH balance, cause you to get a urinary tract infection. A lot of times we know that some of these men are not as clean as we like for them to be, especially when you have Kevin Samuels telling them to wash. Okay, it means that there is a problem. What else? Wear cotton underwear, right? We're going to get some more into that. So, anyway, um, that is what I wanted to share with you about the vagina being a self cleaning oven. You already know the coochie cutters, the tight jeans, the shorts that you wear that are booty shorts, that all that stuff causes yeast infections, vaginal irritation, all that kind of stuff. Stay away from those types of clothes. I know you want to be cute, but I don't know, maybe limit the time you wear them. All right. On us that there is something else I want to discuss. And I really want to focus on the clitoris, right? Because a lot of times women don't know that the clitoris can be very, very odorous. All right. So a lot of times it's not your vagina, it's your clitoris, right? And I'm just going to show you guys this really quick just so that you can have an idea of what I'm talking about. And then I'll go into the next portion. So we know that um, there are some men who aren't circumcised, right? You got some men that just are not circumcised. And so, what happens to an uncircumcised child or man? They have a buildup under that foreskin, and it's called smegma, right? You see this yellow, I mean, this white, looks like plate of, I don't know, cottage cheese or whatever. Well, that stuff grows up under the penis, right? Because it's covered um, by the foreskin. So when you were conceived, before your gender was decided by, the sperm, or before it was noticeable, you could either be a girl or you could either be a boy. So, in turning to a boy, the clitoris is actually the male's penis, and the vaginal area is the man's scrotum. Because you'll notice right after the scrotum, the male has that perineal area as well, and then the anus. But coming to into femalehood as a fetus, the penis is the clitoris, and the labia and vagina are substituted for the scrotum. And then you have the perineum, and then you have the anus. So the clitoris has that hood, which is pretty much the foreskin for the male. So, under that hood around your clitoris, women grow this smegma. Okay. And if you don't believe me, I'm gonna show you. So this is what is causing your clitoris to be smelly. It's the smegma that you're not cleaning, right? And it does, you can wait days and let it build up, but every day, there is something there. And then we also know that some women's clitorises stick out further than others. So you really have to clean it off, right? So, like I said, that smegma grows under the male foreskin, and it also grows around the clitoris. So I asked the question, does smegma build up around the clitoris? Okay. It says it's made from a combination of fatty oils, shed skin cells, and moisture like sweat. In men, smegma collects between the foreskin and the head of the penis. In women, it can build up between the folds of the vulva and around the clitoris, right? So that's that white stuff you see when you're cleaning, your vagina, that white stuff, that's smegma. Well, that smegma also grows around your clitoris or under the hood of your clitoris. So, when you are cleaning down there, you need to be pulling back on your vagina to really clean your clitoris. So, if you don't believe me, ladies, go ahead and, take a whiff. There's several ways you can see if there's odor down there, right? I'll go into that, but I just wanted to quickly share that with you so that people can't say, oh no, that stuff doesn't grow on women, it only grows on men. Yes, because at conception, you could either be a boy or you could either be a girl, right? So, why do you think the same things wouldn't be happening? Okay, so let me do this. Let me make sure that this is where I need it to be. And we can do that. Okay. All right, present. And then window, this one, and then share. Okay, so I just, I like to put my PowerPoints together. And here we go. All right, so you guys can see it. So, you know, you could be asking yourself a question like, what the hell's going on with my vagina, right? Is it your clitoris? Is it the hair on your vajayjay? Is it almost that time of the month? Is it that time of the month? Is it your anus? Is it your underwear? Right? So you ask yourself, this is what we call troubleshooting, right? Troubleshooting. What is it? What's going on? What's happening? We've already discussed cleaning your clitoris. You have to, ladies, you have to clean your clitoris. You have to. And you have to clean on the sides of your labia. Can't avoid it. If you don't do it, you're going to smell. You can soak in the tub all day. You can shower all day. If you don't clean your entire area, you're going to have some kind of odor, right? Is it almost that time of the month? You already know you're going to have a fishy odor when it's almost that time of the month. It can't be avoided, right? It can't. I mean, I'm sorry, it can't, right? It can't. Is it that time of the month? It can't be avoided. You're gonna have some odor. A lot of women wear tampons, right? You still have to clean. Even if you wear a tampon, you could be at work wearing a tampon. You pull that thing out, and to put another one in, blood gets everywhere. You already know it. So you still have to maybe use some water, take your soap to work or whatever, and you still have to clean. You have to clean, 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 clean. You can't avoid it, right? Um, you can bathe. A lot of people say, "Oh, don't bathe when that's not." You better get in that tub. You can, right? If it's that some, and then sometimes we have different times of the month where you'd be like, oh my God, what the hell? And then other months, it's light, doesn't have that bad of a smell. But again, you can attribute that to the foods that you eat. I'll share a story. So there was a coworker of mine at work. She was from Hawaii, right? And I love seaweed, right? I love the little the seaweed wrap, the sushi wraps. I love those, but I love just the plain seaweed wrap. So she came to work one day and she had I think it was like a container of seaweed, right? That you can just eat. And boy, howdy, if I did not overeat that seaweed like it was going out of style. And then when it was that time of the month, it was like, whoa, like, whoa. Okay. And I never did that again. That's all a part of paying attention to how your body responds to foods that you've eaten. And it's a good idea to keep a food diary, right? Because this is gonna tell you, what did I eat, or what changes happened, because some not smelling right down there. So what did I do differently? And a lot of times, if you are not a sexually active female at that time, it's usually attributed to the food, right? You can attribute it to the food. You can attribute it to not properly cleaning. You can attribute it to um, that smegma being around your clitoris, right? Um, and then sometimes it's not your vagina, sometimes it's Uranus. We think that all the time our anus is supposed to smell like feces. A lot of times, I don't want to say a lot of times, but sometimes your vagina, your anus doesn't smell like feces. Sometimes it smells like something else, and you think that that is your vagina, and it's not. It's your anus. Um, One of the things that brought that to my attention was I saw, because I didn't know this for a long time myself. I'm not gonna come on here pretending like I'm the clean queen. No, we're learning about our bodies every day, maybe every year. We're learning something new because scientists are learning something new. Society is learning something new, and then they bring it to us. So, what brought anus odor other than BM to my attention was they started to have commercials that was saying, "Oh, it's not your vagina, it's your anus," right? And so that really kind of made me pay attention, because you're thinking like, "Oh, well, it's a butt, it's a rectum, and byproducts of food come out of there. It pretty much has a distinctive smell. You can determine whether a person eats beef or not, because the BM has a specific beefy smell, right? You can tell if they eat only chicken because that bowel movement has a distinctive smell. And then you can tell when a person is a vegetarian because that has a distinctive smell. Now I'm telling you, I'm not going around smelling going around smelling people's butts, but I myself I've self-evaluated, right? So there's times where I've only eaten beef, for the entire month. And then there was a time where I've only eaten chicken, for the entire month. And then there was a time even when I was a vegetarian and didn't eat any meat. So I'm telling you this because I know, right? Like I said, experiment on yourself and you will find out a lot, because this is how scientists come up with these things. They use people as experiments. So this is how they're telling us about us, because they're experimenting on people, right? So you can use yourself as a self experiment. um Underwear, this is a big, big, big thing that women are not aware of. Now, I've spoken about it on a few of my other videos. You can be you can spend 6 hours in the tub. You can scrub yourself raw. You can do everything you can, right? If your underwear are old, you're going to smell. We need to be Some women say, "Oh, I don't wear underwear." Okay, that's fine, but you don't wear underwear. Okay, then it's going to be your actual clothes, the crotch of your clothes that smell, right? So I would imagine you'd want to wear underwear to protect your actual clothing, or you're going to be buying clothes as much as you should be buying underwear, right? Now, you can, a lot of times people only wear white underwear with, you can bleach them. I try to bleach all my underwear. I don't give a damn what color they are. I'm not walking out in my underwear. I'm not showing off my underwear. So I don't care. Bleach spots, whatever. Bleach them. Bleach them. I knew one lady, she told me that when she takes her underwear off, she puts them in a bucket of bleachy water in her bathroom and just lets them soak, right? That's how important it is. And that is how much underwear hold in odor. So check those underwear before you put them on. You got to put them up to your nose. You got to smell them. You have to. And if you smell deeply, you'll be like, oh no, 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 these got to go back in the wash. I'm telling you, you have to self evaluate. You have to self evaluate. Um, yeah. So underwear is a big part. They will have you stinking. Okay, you'll be funky. All right, and like you see, sometimes you just can't control it. It is what it is. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. I wish I could stay home from work. I can't. I got to make money. So please excuse me, right? It is what it is. Men, they sweat. They have, you smell them too. We're not going to sit here and act like women are just the only ones that have a problem with smelling. No, you niggas be musty too. You men don't go in there and clean well in the bathroom yourselves. We smell you. Okay. So, um, I wanted to look at how should you clean your private parts, right? As a woman, when we're on the go, we hit that shower and we go. But there is no other cleansing like taking a warm to hot bath, right? That just does something to the body. It just freshens the body so much. Number one, because you're soaking off the dead skin off of your entire body, right? You're soaking those private parts, right? It makes it easier for the remnants of dead skin to come off, and the odor comes off with the dead skin. So, taking a warm to hot bath, but you can't forget the vigorous cleaning of the body parts. You still have to scrub that clitoris. Soaking in the tub will not clean your clitoris, right? Soaking in the tub will not clean the sides, that area in between your leg and your vaginal lips. It's not going to clean that. You have to vigorously rub there, right? Um, Use a mild soap, right? I notice that sometimes if I there's two or three soaps I'll switch in between, and that depends on if it's available at the store. But I've noticed that these three soaps don't affect me. That is Dove. Doesn't matter what kind. That is oil of Olay, and um, what do you call that? Irish Spring. Those are the three soaps that I can use. I can use them on my face. I can use them everywhere. But if I use any other soap products, it's a done deal for me. It's done. I've experimented on myself. I've paid attention, right? That little vagina, that girl is sensitive. Okay, so shave your vajayjay and your inner buttocks. Okay, there is an area right at your vagina that you need to be shaving. If you do not, your freshness will not last. You have to shave. If you don't, oh well, that's just you. When somebody goes in the bathroom behind you, you're going to leave your vagina behind, and they're going to smell it. Um, you have to shave your labia. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, shit, you don't have to. Okay, but if you don't, you're gonna have to clean more than once a day, and just water is not gonna do it, right? Because hair holds in odor. So shave, 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 right? Shave though that area in between the labia and your leg. Shave, shave, shave. If not, you're gonna smell. It is what it is, because the areas between the your leg and your labia, it's like an armpit. I know you've heard that. It's like an armpit. It sweats, and then it's almost like having sweaty armpits down there. You got two sides. You got the left side and you got the right side. You have the left armpit. You have the right armpit. Go below the belt, you got the left vaginal armpit and the right vaginal armpit. You got to shave and you got to clean it, or you're going to stink, right? It is what it is. When I say shave your inner buttocks, you need to be shaving the hair off of your butt, right? And if you have, it's going to smell like shit. I'm sorry. I mean, if you do not shave down there, you will not be able to get rid of that feces smell. You got to shave it. Okay? If you don't, I mean, you're going to have to cleanse more than once a day. Right? And just water is not going to do. When you have that bowel movement, you're going to have to literally take a soap, literally, you have to take some soap and water, and you have to clean your buttocks after you have a bowel movement if you have hair down there, because just water is not going to do. So I suggest cut through all the BS and shave the hair on your butt. Okay. um a lot of times I've heard women say dry your vajayjay hair with a blow dryer on the low setting. So if you just shave the labia and you don't shave the pubis symphysis, right, the top of your vagina, you need to be blow drying it dry. Right? What happens when you don't dry your hair? Say, for example, you wash your hair and you put it in some braids and then you go to bed. What happens? A lot of times you can get that mildew smell, right? Same thing happens down there. What happens at the top happens at the bottom. What happens at the top happens at the bottom. Your hair gets moldy on top of your head if you don't take care of it right, if you don't dry it. the the hair under your armpits smell like must if you don't shave it off or clean it good, because it sweats. The hair on your pubic symphysis, it can turn moldy, it can have an odor if you don't dry it off. The left and the right side areas of your between your leg and your labia, your vaginal lips, it's like an armpit. If you don't shave it and clean it, it's gonna stink. What happens to the top happens to the bottom, right? So if you are one that likes to have that, what do they call that, landing strip and bush, you want to make sure you're getting that dry as possible, because what happens if you don't dry it right, you put your underwear on, then you put your pants on, and then now you have um, a bed of mold down there. Okay, so you want to be doing that. So let's get into tips on how to evaluate the smell of your private parts. Now, if you ever want to check yourself throughout the day, just bend down. Just bend down. You would. There is an invisible, if your vagina has an odor, there is an invisible cloud around your waist. You just don't see it, and you pretty much don't smell it because you're above the cloud, right? Bend down. You'll smell yourself if you need to wash. Just bend down, right? If it's almost that time of the month and you're saying, okay, let me check, just bend down. You'll smell it. You'll come into that cloud of a vaginal odor that's around your waist, right? Like I said, soaking in the tub is not enough. You got to clean, 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 clean. Make good use of that towel. Now, this is what I mean when I say make good use of that towel. If you get in the tub or you take a shower and you clean and oh, I'm just so nice and clean, I'm ready to get out. When you're drying your vagina, you need to smell the towel. Put the towel down there, swish it around a little bit, bring it up to your nose and smell. If you smell something, you're not clean. You need to go back and try it again, right? Take that towel and dry that clitoris. Smell that towel. If you smell something, you need to go back and do it again. It's not clean. Um, a lot of times when you clean, when you come out this tub or the shower and you clean and you put the towel down there, you're not going to smell anything. But it's the vigorous walking, it's the walking around, it's the vagina cleaning itself, it's everything starts to come back, right? um so but when you first get out the tub or the shower, and if you've cleaned properly and rub that towel down there, you're not going to smell anything, because it's almost like cleaning meat. You can clean all the residue and the debris off of the meat, and then smell the meat. It might not smell like meat anymore, but then as you let it sit and you put it to your nose, it's going to start smelling like meat again. So that's pretty much how your vagina is. You clean, clean, clean. Then after, an hour or so, there's going to be some type of smell there. But as soon as you get out the tub, you should smell nothing. It should be tip top shape clean. If you put the towel down there and put it to your nose and you smell something, you're not clean. Go do it again. If you rub that towel around your clitoris and put it to your nose and you smell something, you didn't clean it properly. Go back and do it again. Right? So these are some of the ways you can evaluate the smell of your vagina. Now, when it comes to your buttocks, right? You can take that towel and clean the inner left buttock, put it to your nose. If you smell shit, you got to go back and do it again. Do that to the right side as well. If you smell shit, go back and do it again. You can use a towel, or once you dry back there, you can take your hand, rub against that buttock, put it to your nose. If you smell something, you need to go back and do it again, right? It is what it is. It's part of self-cleaning. It's a part of evaluating how much you need to clean yourself, how often you need to clean yourself, whether you're cleaning yourself right. You have to do it. Sometimes when you're rushing and you're on the go, it's like, whatever, I just got to hurry up and do it. And I'm not saying if you don't do these things, you're just going to be stinking up the whole entire world. No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that the more, if you don't make sure that you're clean, the more walking that you do, the more stair climbing that you do, the more sweating throughout the day that you do, the temperature in the room, it's going to it's going to come out eventually, because now you have sweat and everything on top of what you didn't properly clean, right? So it's going to make it smell. So my suggestion is that you get yourself as clean as possible and as odor free as possible in the beginning, because when you start to sweat, now you'll just have sweat odor, right? It's just, I'm just sweating, right? But then when it comes down below, when you start sweating, it's not just going to smell like sweat. It's going to smell like ass and sweat. It's going to smell like vagina and sweat. So get it as clean as possible as you can down there, even though when you walk past somebody, they aren't going to smell you, right? So now let's look at a tip on how some men evaluate the smell of your private parts. Now, I know you ladies, you've been out in public and you've had a man standing behind you, and he, drops something and then he bends down behind you to pick it up. That's him smelling your vagina. Like I said, if you have an odor, there's going to be an invisible odor cloud around your waist, right? So it's not that people standing next to you are going to smell it, because you can't even smell it, because it's around your vaginal area, right? And it's invisible. And the only way to really smell it is to get down low with it. That's why I say bend down, you're going to smell it. Well, that's how men get a whiff of you. They drop something, they bend down, and it's to smell you. They could be smelling your butt, or they can be bending down in front of you, smelling your vagina, or they can be bending down on the side of you. But ladies, it is very inappropriate for a man to drop something on the ground or the floor where you are, not say excuse me to allow you to move out the way, and he just bends down behind your butt, right, like right next to your butt, to pick something up. This is very rude. It's kind of perverty. And you know what he's doing. He's smelling your vagina, right? So these men, they think they're slick. But if you now you know that tip, when you bend down, if you smell, you're going to smell yourself. Now you know what they're doing. Okay, so you know how he bends down, and you turn around and look like, what the fuck is he doing? And he's picking something up. Now you know he's smelling you, right? Any man that purposefully comes next to you and sits, squats, or bends, 9 times out of 10, he's trying to smell you, right? So just some little tidbits, my views and opinions and facts on vaginal health. So I really do hope this helped some of you guys. And I just want to say, as far as that smegma on the on the penis, you can talk to your sons about that. If you don't have a man in the home, you can talk to your son about that. So knowing, having that piece of information lets you be able to guide your son on self-care, because that smegma ain't nothing to play with. In a man, if they don't clean that smegma off their uncircumcised penis, they're going to smell like fish. They're going to smell like seaweed, right? So that's very important as far as male hygiene. You can talk to your son about hygiene. Don't be afraid. Write it down on a piece of paper. Make him a list of what he needs to do. If you can't verbally tell it to him, you can always give it to him in writing, right? So, like I said, this was just some little tidbits I had to share with you guys on vaginal health. And those BBLs don't have to stink if you know how to clean them and take care of them. So let's just do a quick recap. You know, so you want to troubleshoot. Is it your clitoris? Is it almost that time of the month? Is it the hair on your vajayjay? Is it your anus? Is it that time of the month, or is it your underwear? That's what we call troubleshooting, to find out what's going on. Where is the odor coming from? Why is the odor there? Right? Um, Tips on how to clean your private parts. Take a warm or a hot bath. Make sure you're cleaning that smegma off your clitoris and your vagina, right? Use a mild soap. Don't put soap in your vagina. It's not necessary. The vagina is self-cleaning. Shave your vajayjay and your inner buttocks if you want to get rid of the musty odor in your vagina. If you want to get rid of the shitty smell in your butt, shave it, right? If you don't, when you have a bowel movement, you're going to have to get some soap and water, and you're going to have to clean, right? Let me share with you another little tip that you can do. So you know how they have those collapsing cups? They have those collapsing cups that you can put in your purse, you can put in your lunchbox, and then you can extend them to fill them up. Well, you can use one of those collapsing cups, take it into the bathroom with you, and after you pee, you can fill that cup up with some water and just kind of give yourself a rinse off, right? if you have a bowel movement and you got that soap and water and you want to clean your buttocks, you can take that cup after you've lathered up back there and you can fill it up with some water and give yourself some good rinse offs, right? Just little cleansing tips that, us women, we don't share with each other anymore because, the communication has been cut off. We're so in competition with each other, but not realizing that a lot of times if one of us looks bad, we all look bad, right? So if we back in the day, women helped each other because we are a representation of each other, whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Indian, Haitian, whatever. It doesn't matter what color of woman you are, you were a woman. And each woman represents all women, right? We don't think that's so anymore. It is so, because black women wouldn't be so stereotyped if men of a certain demographic weren't seeing a pattern with them, right? So there could be a pattern of women carrying themselves in a horrific manner to where it makes all women look bad. Oh, well, all these women are like that, right? Because a lot of times people have a problem with using their own judgment and individualizing experiences to the person that they've experienced it with, right? They like to make it blanket. All right. So if you don't shave your vajayjay, you don't shave your buttocks, you're gonna have an odor no matter what you do, right? Or you're gonna quickly become odorous. Dry your vajayjay with a blow dryer on a low setting. You don't want to get mildew down there, right? One of the ways to evaluate yourself, bend down. There's a cloud of odor down there. Bend down, smell yourself. Make good use of that towel. Get in there, smell it. Get around that clitoris, smell the towel. If it smells, go back and try it again, right? Soaking is not enough. All right. How men evaluate whether you smell. They bend down next to you. If there's a cloud there, they're gonna smell it, right? It's creepy. It's an invasion of privacy, right? It's an invasion of your private parts, right? So if a man drops something and he doesn't say excuse me, which is a courtesy notification that, ma'am, I'm getting ready to bend down next to you. If you want to move out the way, you can. If you don't mind, I'm just going to go ahead and pick up what I dropped. A lot of times when men are dropping things around you to bend down next to you, it is intentional, right? Be careful. Watch out for these creepy critters that are walking around here trying to smell women's vaginas, because we have them, right? We'll just call them vagina sniffers. Okay, so that was just a recap on that. And I'm going to end this live here. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please do not hesitate to like, subscribe, and leave your comments below. Bye bye. Until next time.